Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
There's some great stories behind some of these fighters as well. So we'll urge you to ask your questions, put your hands up, and we'll bring a microphone to you to do that. For us, we're excited to be in Newcastle. We're looking forward to this event very much. We're also looking forward to being the first ever promotion in the UK to do open scoring with our fights. So that's going to be something different. We've already tested it, we've tried it. It was very interesting to see how that affected the fighters through the thing. So any questions for any of these guys, put your hands up and let's go. Grab a microphone for you, my friend.
So my name's Jordan from the Rambling Dad. This one is for Corey. So you're currently ranked 9th with a win tomorrow night. How many more fights ahead do you think you need to get to a title shot?
I'd probably say about another 2 or 3 more. Deal with Max, just concentrate what's in front of me for now, and then go back to my team and talk to Octagon about future fights, and just take it from there. Just do the business on Saturday, really.
Wicked, obviously. And you've been training with Aaron Abbey, going through it. So have you picked up any extra grappling moves that we're going to see over the weekend?
We just work on each other's strengths and weaknesses, really. Yeah. We are, like, you'd think that Abbey would help you with grappling, I'd help him with striking, but I've learned a lot from Abbey in the striking element as well. And I don't know if he's learned much from me from grappling, but I definitely learned from him. But I'll just put all my tools into action on Saturday and just use everything, really.
Yeah. Okay, cheers, mate. So I've got another one for Dennis Frimpong. What's happening, buddy? With respect to McHugh, who's also fighting on tomorrow night's card, what would it mean to you to get the first win in Octagon representing Irish MMA?
Yeah, obviously the Ironman fight's good for me. I still do want them to win. Obviously I've got to support the Irish. But yeah, it would be nice to get the first win for an Irish fella on Octagon, yeah.
Wicked, mate. Thank you very much.
This will be your third pro fight, and you're taking on a guy who will be making the wall for the 30th time in his pro career. Just in those pure terms, it's a complete mismatch. Why, stylistically, isn't it?
Well, I mean, as far as I've heard, he had like 66 amateurs as well, a few boxing matches, so he's probably had like over 100 fights in his life, right? So he is experienced. He had 20 pro fights before I made my amateur debut. I have had 5 fights under pro rules last year. But yeah, I don't think, I think he's on the way out and I'm on the way in, and it's a generational thing where I just believe he's an old school fighter, bit of a throwback, kind of does everything okay, and I do everything excellently, so I'll show that tomorrow night.
I think Brian said at the weigh-in that you actually asked for that particular fight. Why Yan?
Well, I mean, he had an opponent pulled out with a sore vagina last year, and I think it was like a week's notice or something, and I wanted to jump in late replacement. Obviously it was a bit heavy, so I asked for like a catch weight fight. They gave it to some ghost nobody, and ended up beating him on a decision, coming up from featherweight. And then I had a bit of back and forth with Jan, a bit of friendly banter, and fair play to him, he's game, he took the fight. He probably didn't have to. A lot of guys would hide behind their records and say, you've only got 2 pro fights, I don't need to fight you. But he is game, you know what I mean? One thing I give him his respect, he is game, he'll fight anyone. And we'll find out tomorrow night, as I said.
Brilliant, thanks. And question for Nathan. What does it mean to you to be able to walk out on virtually home soil here in Newcastle, training and fighting locally with hopefully a load of your friends and family in the crowd there?
It's obviously a massive opportunity for me. It's like a massive opportunity for me. Obviously, getting signed to Octagon was like a massive step in my career. I just think that they've just like thrown us a nice one for my first one. Really, obviously, like I've rolled up, like I've had like time to cook weight in like my home, like just my house. Came straight here. It's all been straightforward for us. Obviously, like it is like a goal of mine to like fight like abroad and stuff like that as well, and like all over like Europe and like Eastern Europe, obviously with like Octagon and stuff like that. But for my first one, it's just perfect. Like I just feel like it couldn't have been like easier for us. So yeah, it's amazing, really, mate. And like you say, all my friends and family are going to be able to come and support us. then I'm going to get a massive pop when I walk out. I think it's just going to show them that all of the work that they've put in, like promoting and stuff's been well warranted, and that I think it's going to pay off like both of us really.
Great stuff. And Christian, same question for you, Dan. What's your first fight week like this out on home soil? What's it been like for you so far? And what's fight night going to be like for you?
Oh, it's going to be mint, like as Nathan said, but when I've got all our friends and family there, everyone who we know, so like again a massive like pop in the crowd when we walk out. I'm just buzzing to be like here really, especially like it's my third like professional fight. Obviously big opportunity here, so I'm just going to like grasp it with both hands and finish Hamza.
Brilliant. And one for Jake. Of course, you know, two fights that are the same. You're running things back with our man. Obviously, didn't go your way the first time round. What have been the main takeaways, if you could take too much from that fight as you prepare for the second time round?
Probably not going to dive headfirst into the guillotine, to be honest. I've had a lot of time to prepare with my team, where even the little things, not just in that fight, but the things I do wrong in the gym, things I did wrong in that fight. My preparation's been boss. All the little things that lead up to a fight, working with the best strength and conditioning coaches, working with the best MMA coaches, working with the best training partners to bring the game up to a level where I think that I can beat them.
Oh, top secret.
England.
Nice.
Narrow it down. We are looking at Ireland. We've got to go to Ireland. You know, it's the talent there, just the fans there, the fighters. So I'd love that to happen. It's all got to make sense. That's the thing. We've got to build it. We've got to grow it, and that's the stepping stones we're at now. We've got to get. We're building the roster. We've got to get into the hearts and the minds of the UK fans. We've got to show them we're not just here for the odd event. We're not just showing up to, you know, be a flash in the pan. We want to be the domestic promotion here. And the foundations we've got, when you even look at the fight card tomorrow night, that's what it's built on. The press is great. You guys turning up for these events, coming here early to be part of this, spreading that word is a big part of it. And, you know, that will transition into the hearts and minds of the fans as well. So it's going to be an exciting time for us and for the fighters, I believe.
Okay, thank you.
We'll do one more question and then we'll move on to the second.
To be honest, I think a lot of these guys know what the story is. Do you know what I mean? There's a reason a lot of guys don't want to fight me, and I've had to get a guy on his 30th fight to fight me. You know what I mean? Other than all these guys with less than 10 fights stuck in me. So it is what it is. You know, people want to protect their little precious records. I've only had hard fights in my career, and as I said, look, he's probably watched OKTAGON Challenge UK versus Ireland, and anyone who hasn't, go watch it, and you'll know about my skill set.
One for Corey as well. Corey, you've again had a bit of needle with Max. You've got the preparations with regards to how difficult is it when you've got a guy that's undefeated. There's not a crazy amount of tape on for you to actually prepare for that matchup.
When you get to this level, you don't really, concentrate too much on them. I've looked at a little bit of footage of him and I concentrate mainly on myself. He isn't undefeated. He lost today, didn't he? He missed weight, so that's already one loss. Do you know what I mean? If this was 100 metre hurdles, he's fell at the fucking first hurdle, hasn't he? I'm at the finish line, so he's not undefeated. If you can't make weight, and the fact that he's a bantamweight as well, he's come up to featherweight and still missed weight. I don't even know how that's possible. Yeah, he's already lost in my opinion. Dennis Hillbeer was undefeated, had a big hype behind him and stuff, but undefeated doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I mean? Losses grow you. Do you know what I mean? And he hasn't learnt a lesson yet. I'm going to teach him a very bad lesson on Saturday.
Good answer. That's me.
Can you repeat the question? He doesn't know what to answer to.
Does he? Everybody spoke about a mismatch in terms of experience. Do you think it's a mismatch? Obviously, it's a mismatch in terms of the range and stuff. So do you feel like you might be underestimating Dennis a little bit?
Ne, já určitě nepodcením Denise, určitě je v těch věcech, kterých je vysoký, takže v tom postoji, v té vzdálenosti on má určitě přednost, to nemá jakoby společného nic se zkušenostma, on má spoustu zápasů na amatérské úrovni. Když jsme si začali psát, tak on v podstatě mi potvrdil, že chce se mnou zápas, že mu odmítli zápasníci takže on byl iniciátor v podstatě toho zápasu, já jsem na to přistoupil, ale nepodceňuji absolutně jeho zkušenosti, beru to, jo, ten zápas odpovědně, jsem motivovaný a připravoval jsem se na něj. Děkuji.
No, I am definitely not underestimating him. He has many benefits, such as the fact that he is tall, so he will be very good at his striking, and he has also a lot of amateur fights. When we started texting, he actually told me that a lot of fighters actually rejected him and didn't want to fight him, so this is why I accepted. And I definitely don't underestimate him or his skills. I prepared well for him and I'm ready to fight him.
Můžu ještě jenom doplnit, prosím?
Yep.
Ještě jsem chtěl říct k tomu skore, já jsem si nikdy skoro nevybíral, můžete se podívat na zápasníky, s kterými jsem zápasil, s mistrama Evropy v tajském boxu, s klukama, kteří byli větší, těžší, s jakýma různýma, mám skoro, jaké mám 13-16, takže já jsem určitě nejsem ten typ zápasníka, který by si dělal bilanci. Od začátku jsem šel do profíku a zápasím. Ve 20 letech jsem skončil s hokejem a začal jsem se věnovat bojovým sportu. Ještě jednou děkuju.
And in regards to the score, I've never chosen my opponents based on the score. You can see how many guys I fought, even in Thai boxing, even larger and heavier guys than me, and I never chose my opponents because of the score or to better my score. I stopped hockey at 20 and I got into MMA, and I'm really glad I did so.
Fantastic. Right, what we'll do now is we've got 3 complete fights up here now. We'll just bring them back around and we'll do a final face-up between those 3 fights. Thank you.
You want to be close. I know what you're going to do. You're going to try and pin me up against that fence, mate. You're not going to get close. Okay. Yeah.
Not my gloves.
Get out next, French one.
Oh, I found you there, mate.
Twitch there, like blue lips.
Get out, what a fight, what a night. Tomorrow night, Octagon 52, the Utilita Arena.